Okay, hi guys. So it's time for my labor and delivery story. So it's been a while since I've posted a video, and I thought this would be the best way to explain it so I don't have to type it out like crazy on Facebook, and then also the best way to accomplish a video at the same time. And how it started. So it was a Wednesday. I'm just kidding. Okay, so it was Wednesday, April 4th, and it was 2 o'clock. I was sitting in my bed, which was my fear. When my water broke, I would be on my bed. But luckily, it was just a little bit. And I was thinking to myself, I didn't even sneeze or cough. Am I just peeing myself willy-nilly now? And it wasn't. My water, I got up, I went to look, and then just more and more fluid kept coming out. So I was like, okay, cool. Water broke really distinct way to know that I was going into labor, because her dad and grandma had gone back to the Bay because the translator had gone back, and since they don't speak English, they were nervous. So they're 4 hours away. And the translator from LA has to make it here. And then my husband had to get here from work because he commutes. It's about an hour, and getting everything in order. So felt good. Didn't really feel much happening. And so I'm like, okay, 2 o'clock, just moseying. I get to the hospital, it's about 3 o'clock, and you know, everything feels good. They do the little swab check, and definitely water broke. And then I show them my pad, and it's like funky. It doesn't look good. And I was like, is this normal? And they're like, yeah, that's not normal. She pooped. And I was like, okay. I always heard that that was a horror story, so I was really nervous. And so they kind of explained what that means, and that it can not be too bad if they catch it and do things. So we get there, and it's about 3. My husband ends up showing up. My contractions were checking me in. Everything is going good. I'm great. Everything is just awesome, and I don't even really feel any contractions. And then they start coming, and it's about 5 minutes, and then I had another one at 5 minutes. The next thing I know, it's at 4 minutes. Then I think I had one at 4 minutes, and then it went to 3, and I had a couple at 3. Then I had a couple at 2, and then the next thing I know, they were at 1, like very fast, like just like accelerated. And it was because I always measured, or always looked small. Everybody thought I was small. She rode really down center. The pain was different than, I always get back labor, but this pain was different. Like where the contractions were, they felt like how the stomach contracts. This actually felt like it was in the middle of my body. It was very different feeling for me. And also on my back and on my belly. And so it was definitely the most painful one that I've had, but it did accelerate kind of fast. So that was positive too. So let's see. I wrote notes because I can't remember anything. So they checked me right when I got there at 3, and I was 3 centimeters and 50% effaced. Then they ended up checking me again around 4 or 5, and I had gone already to a 6. And so they could tell things were kind of going to be progressing kind of fast. So the doctor ended up showing up around, I would say like 5:40, and he checked me, and I was at a 7 at that point. And I think I was 7 at about a 60% effaced. And then, so it's really funny. So I've had 4 kids, 4 keepers of my own. And I had all of them with no meds. And so I know myself well enough to know when I get into the pain, I turn into, I don't even know, like a barter or something. I'm like, come on, you know you want to give it to me. We'll be best friends forever. And so I told the doctor very early on, he knew, and he knew that I didn't want them. My husband obviously has been along this journey with me, and he knows. And then the nurses, when I was there before my contraction started, I told them, like, I'm going to barter with you. I'm going to try to like convince you. And then I'm going to be like, that was what I said, but I really need it now. So it's okay. Don't worry about it. And I told him, you go, okay. And then you just don't listen to me. And they did a really good job, what I said. And the pain was so bad. I was like, please, please, just give it to me. And then my husband's like, no, no, no. And I was like, you shut up. No. And then I looked at the nurse with a really straight face, and I was like, I haven't had any medicine. I can tell you that I want medicine now. Then she went to the door. The doctor happened to walk in, and her back was to me. And she's like, can she get medicine? And then he's like, well, what is she dilated? She's like, 7. And he's like, that's too late. 8's too far. First off, she said 7. Okay. But anyways, I knew that she gave him a face. Asked her later, and she said, yeah. She's like, don't do it. And so glad that I didn't do it. It was really hard, but I would have been really disappointed in myself. And I don't like the feeling of being drugged. So then that would have just dampened the whole situation for me. So that part is really good on all of their behalf. So my oldest daughter, who's almost 20, and my 14-year-old were there as well. I had just the 3 of them and the nurse and the doctor and different things in the room. And they ran rags back and forth to me and kept it on me while I was in labor. So that was really good. And so, okay, so where are we? Oh, my contractions. So it was different this time too, because normally I get them and they're like very consistent and they hurt the same every time. But this time it would like hurt, and then like, oh my gosh, the next contraction was so painful. Like I thought I was going to die. I was like, how is this even possible? I don't know if I'm strong enough to make it through this. So I obviously did because I'm here, but it was insane, and I couldn't process the pain, so I would like whimper or scream, and it was like a combination of the two, but it was only on that one type of contraction. The other one, it hurt, but you could just like be in really bad pain quietly. That one, I just couldn't. It was just too much for me. So the doctor checked me, like I said, at 5:40. Then he's like, oh, it's going to be a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, seriously? A little bit longer? I don't know. And the contractions, anybody that's had a baby kind of like, you get them a little bit and you kind of feel like you want to push a little bit, but it's not the pushing contractions. It's just the ones that are kind of, I think, helping move things down. So it felt like that for a little bit. The doctor, because I started getting the urge to push a lot more, the doctor came in, he checked me at about 6:10, and he was like, nope, you're only at a 7.5, maybe an 8, and 80% of face. So you just got to keep working through it. Then when he was in there, like my body like wanted to push, and it was like trying, and then he's like, no, breathe through it. So then everybody's like, breathe, because I was, starting to hold my breath. And so I ended up breathing. Then about 6:20, my body was like wanting to push again, and they looked, and her head was crowning. So they ran, they grabbed the doctor, and next contraction, one push, and she was out. Because I remember when I could feel her head come through, and I was thinking, if I stop, I have to push again. So you better just push this baby out. So I just like, psh, and then she came out, which was awesome and perfect. And then all the pain was gone, and I was super happy. They put her on my belly, and that was really enjoyable. And she had pooped all over me. And the poop was not the tar poop. So she had already pooped all that out. And I had that green, the fresh poop all over my belly, all over my hand and stuff. But it didn't matter. It's just old baby poo. And so it was really enjoyable getting to just have her there and see her. And she was so calm, so relaxed. And a little nervous because she had pooed in there, but that's how she is. She is like a really, really relaxed baby. Just so happy. And she is awesome. So the best part, okay, I'm going to wait to tell you guys this part. But okay, so about a half an hour or so later, the grandma and dad get there, and they had gotten me all cleaned up with the poo, got her situated. And I started breastfeeding right when they showed up, which was perfect timing, so they were able to experience her first time eating. And she was an amazing latcher. This baby loves food all the time. Food. And when I was pregnant, every time I ate, and I would ask other people, does your baby move that much? Like, and they're like, nope, but every time I ate, she just would move and move and move, like about 10, 15 minutes later. She loved the food. So, makes sense she loves to eat so much now. So it was perfect. So the dad, her dad did skin to skin with her, and he was so cute. Like, his face looked like it was going to break because he was smiling so big. You couldn't even imagine it. And then we, you know, a little later, we end up getting to bathe her, and we got to weigh her, which everybody said that I was super small, to the point it made me feel really bad. I even had a lady, oh yeah, I was a midwife for years, and you're tiny. And I'm like, this is not what people want to hear. They want to hear that they're, especially when you're a surrogate, you're like, I'm making a baby for somebody. I'm trying to do a good job. 8 pounds, 2 ounces. I am a rock star. So excited. So yeah, I didn't look big, but she was a big baby. So I was happy. And she was 19 inches and 3/4. So she has a really long torso like her dad. And she's just the prettiest baby on the planet. And that was pretty awesome. Made me feel really, really happy. And then I'm probably missing something else. Let's see. Oh, I had to get stitches. I got a 2nd-degree tear, which makes sense since I didn't fully dilate, but it's fine. I can deal with the stitches and not have any more of that labor. It was crazy. And I got to breastfeed her 2 more times. And then the next day when I went back to visit her, I got to breastfeed her another couple times, and then, or another time, and then a couple more times the next day. So it was pretty fun. And now I'm trying to pump like crazy. And yeah, everything was amazing. And then they had her for the rest of that night, and I got to go home less than 24 hours later. It was amazing. It was so nice. I do try to overdo things, and I know that I have to work on that, but it helps me stay busy. I like doing that. So this is the labor and delivery part. I am going to talk about the emotional part of surrogacy after having a baby, because that's super important to me, and I think people should kind of know how it works out a little bit. And then also breastfeeding, because oh my gosh, I have like mad kudos for those breast pumping moms now, those surrogates. It's so much work. My husband jokes I'm just hooked to the machine. I bought portable ones so I can just like hook them in and like walk around the house and clean and do things, because I'm sitting here after a while, it gets hard. But it is amazing. I am so thankful I did this journey, and I'm hoping in 6 months or so that maybe I can transfer her brother. That would be my dream, if I could do another one for them. I will only do one more, and so I'm really hoping it's them. But I hope you enjoyed my labor and delivery story, and I will talk to you guys all later. Bye.